Yeah, just turn
no, actually, we'll do this. Everybody, to another episode of Friday Night Bricks. We are at episode 274. So 72-hour stream was last weekend. Hopefully everybody watched a little bit of that. This weekend is Brick Fair, Virginia. I was Hauling and Balling was just doing a live video from the show for anybody who wants to check that out. Being at the shows like that, I'm guessing those guys will probably not be jumping in here, but just everybody be aware that that is a big show going on this weekend. So one of these years
out there.
What?
Mel Brown's out there.
Mel's out there. I think they showed his tower.
I saw him. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Larry. So
I was having some internet problems. Sorry, it chose to disconnect right when the show started.
Yep. So, So I used the video from last week. I will be creating a new video, looking for mock pictures from all the people that are part of the mail, so I can maybe kind of show that off. Who knows if Kevin draws other people eventually? Maybe I'll have to keep adding mocks to it. But it's a good way to show off people. What I'll do is probably put your mocks behind your sketch. So anybody's got, obviously I've got mocks for you guys, some of your award-winning mocks. I mean, I'll definitely throw those in there unless you guys have a preference to something else you're maybe more known for. Maybe if Jesse, you've got a really good picture of the wagon, the National Lampoon wagon or anything. Wasn't that one of yours?
Oh, yeah, the family truckster.
Family trucksters. I mean, just stuff like that, so just kind of show off some of your stuff. So, so other than that, I'll probably just build some sets tonight. I don't have anything. I've still got that huge lot sitting on the floor over there. Other than that, Jesse, how's Jesse tonight?
I'm good. I have the haul from the Dreams line. So tonight I will be building the crocodile car and taking the character out, the Night Hunter. And earlier, I think I don't know if it's yesterday or what, I opened the bigger set Boom. And I got myself a nightmare shark
Boom.
thing.
Hey, look at those dragon wings up on top. Look at that.
Yeah. I want to alt build this into a dragon. But the boat feature, I think it would be also cool to peel the shark off and just build like the boat in more of a natural boat form.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should do that tonight. You got time.
Yeah. Well, you can take some of these parts right off, actually.
That or you have a flying shark with the dragon wings. You know. Build
anyway, these characters and their swords, and oh man, talk about a good like colorful D&D character or a really cool sword.
Does that sword glow under UV at all? Do you have almost fancy UV flashlights to see if it glows in the dark?
I haven't done that. I could probably find out, but I'm pretty sure that's just trans blue, and then this guy up here has the trans purple.
Oh, that's cool as shit, man.
Yeah, these guys. Yeah. Look out. When I'm dungeon master again, look out.
Yeah.
So I bought these for the characters, and the pieces are really cool. Like, the wings, I'll make a dragon. I don't know if we had trans purple wings on these little beasts right here either.
Yeah, no, probably those are probably in white, black, gray.
This headpiece, by the way, like since I'm on the cam, like you can take this off, right? And it's just like
eyeball. Go back to the eyeballs.
A weird helmet thing. You got cool eyeball. Like you could just take this head and put it on the main character, right? And now he's like an evil warlock.
Dude, love it.
So these characters out of the Dreams line and the parts, like this engine piece, I don't know if I can pull it off of there, but I'll show it on the camera again. With the eyeballs inside there.
Oh,
that
wow.
Cylinder, that cylinder is also trans, like sparkly purple.
So here's what I want these dream sets for. All the recolored parts.
Yeah.
There's so many recolored parts that I want to get my hands on.
I got 2 sets. I got this shark and I got this alligator, which I'll break open and build today. And it's all for the character out of there. I bought 2 sets for the 2 characters that are crazy. The Nightmare King and this Night Hunter. So this guy's with their crazy capes. Like, look at the cape on this guy.
Wait, what?
That's the cape.
Holy French toast, that's cool.
This. I mean, he's all around good. And then look at that. There's a dragon in the terror of the cape.
Dude. Okay. I'm sure this is the stuff of nightmares that we shouldn't be selling to children, but I'm going to buy it.
Right. It's the stuff of dreams.
No. Yeah. Dreams.
All right. You can take me off. That's what I'll be working on and kind of working on the backstory of the character.
I forgot I was muted. Was that cape plastic or was it cloth? I can't remember.
It is a rubber plastic. So it's slightly, or maybe just because it's so thin, you can bend it. It's not super hard.
Maybe that new plant material plastic they're trying out. Maybe
it's that softer plastic that.
Yeah, so probably that.
Yeah, they made Doctor Strange's cape out of that, right?
Hmm.
They made Doctor Strange's cape out of that.
Right, but this one's really thin and full of holes and stuff, so it's hard to.
That's cool.
I got to put that on my character probably.
So what are you working on, Larry?
I'm like way behind on my day today, so get me off the screen.
Yeah, your shirt says it all, Larry. Your shirt says it all. I'm sorry. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you did.
Did I offend you?
You did. Yeah.
Hey, have we said hi to the chat yet?
The chat has been busy. For anybody who is in the chat,
we got Jason Yeti, we got Johnny G, we got Victor, aka my buddy Ralph. Denmark is here, and Z Cerebrus 19. I don't know. Believe we've met. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Before
and the usuals like Dude Jude.
Yep.
Dude.
For anybody who is concerned, because we had the issues last week, I believe the moderation stuff has been fixed. And good news, Reed is actually logged in through Friday Night Bricks this week. So
put the cape on my minifig.
Oh, dude. Okay, stop it. You're.
I'm digging. I'm delving into the backstory of my character, and
I fixed mine.
He's not really evil. He's trying not to be evil, but he did make a pact with a great old deity.
Oh boy!
Oh, butt chops here.
I think we're in for a crazy train, in the words of Ozzy Osbourne.
I fixed. I tweaked my backstory, so my backstory's got a little bit more to it.
Cool. So. Hello, King O. Thanks for coming back to the world of the internet after London Bridge.
Dude, Kate did the best tour of Brick Fair, Virginia on the London Bridge Calling show.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Kate. You made me ignore a bunch of work I had to do today, and that's why I'm kind of behind.
Totally,
I'm so behind. I'm sorry, Kate. I blame Kate.
Yeah. Totally.
Which, by the way, if she's going to be on Instagram about the same time we're doing our stuff tonight, so don't go to her stuff, go to our stuff.
Oh, is she on tonight right now?
Yeah, she's going to be doing Instagram from Brick Fair, Virginia, so
that's fine.
Probably more exciting than our stuff, but you know.
No, probably not. No.
Hey, Bud Chop.
I was going to say if we've been done as many episodes as we have, I mean, we can't be super bad, you know. Unless you guys just aren't entertaining. I know
the fishy boat thing.
Oh. You know what? I think you're right. I think that Jesse and I are not entertaining. I think we're going to split, and you're on your
own. Fishy boat thing.
I'm gonna build some creator. I need to build some animals for I need to test out some ideas for animals. Shouldn't be building with all the crap on the floor, but I really don't feel like going and sorting brick tonight. So. Yeah, I've been seeing all the dream sets out in the stores. They're starting to hit
a rib cage prison in here. You can lift the rib cage. The rib cage you can lift it up and put somebody in the prison right there. There's somebody in there.
It's probably Chop.
That's this.
So here's my thought on the Dreams line.
It's awesome.
Well done, Lego.
Yeah.
I haven't said that in a long freaking time, but well done.
Yeah, the show was okay. I like it. It's a good mashup of.
It is just a mashup
of adventurers, and a little spooky stuff, and some cool creative stuff too, right? For the good guys.
Well, it is, and it's kind of back to me. It's kind of back to the Lego roots of they can create their own stuff. They don't need to just steal IPs from everything and you know overload the market with Harry Potter and Star Wars and Avatar and blah 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 blah. The list goes on.
Yeah, make their own stuff. I mean, Ninjago was a hit, so
yeah, right.
I think I don't know that Dreams is going to be the hit that Ninjago is, but
well, I'm sure that Dreams will die the same death that Hidden Side did, but
it's actually part of the same multiverse.
Cool,
I believe.
I mean, in the end, it's one of those things where it's a good theme. We'll see. I mean, if they do more of them like that, I mean, if they're doing the ship and stuff, maybe they'll go towards some of that other stuff, like more, they did the spaceship. Maybe they'll do some castle stuff, but whatever, hit some of the other basic themes, because the pirates, is there a castle? Yeah, I know they did so they got that to be pirates. They got the spaceship. I guess I'd have to look at my phone to see what pictures I took, always good stuff. Always good.
Hey, Jesse, the beard is looking quite distinguished.
Getting there.
Santa Claus.
I shaved it off after Chicago, and now I'm letting it grow for slopes.
Do not shave it until September.
Yeah.
If at all.
No, yeah, I'm not gonna. I'll trim around my mouth and
Don't save it. Just see how many kids want to sit in your lap at,
Trust me on this one.
I know.
Kids will want to sit in your lap at the museum. You're like, Santa, yeah, can I get a Lego train?
There's so many other guys at the museum with better beards than this.
Okay. I wish I could do a beard.
You can try.
No, I can't. I'm not allowed to.
Well, sorry.
Yeah,
can't help you there.
No, you can't. I'm stuck.
So I did play D&D with Hive and Amberla and KO, but
and you almost died. I heard.
I kind of Leroy Jenkins it. Here comes the bad guys. I'm like, we were on a cart, and I was like, you guys protect the cart. I'm gonna go save that guy, and I dashed right at him, and I was the first to go down, and I
can't wait for tonight.
I think they healed me, and then they went down, and then I went down again, and I made all my saving throws. And
wow.
I'm learning new DM tricks through King's Rule, so it's really helpful, I think.
There is nothing more fun than playing a session on the ground, rolling death saving throws. I mean,
he had a cool thing where so I want you to make a death saving throw, and it was like success or failure, right? And then he would ask you, what thought in your mind gave you this positive feeling that you're approaching, or negative thing in your history or whatever. And I was like, wow, that's a cool way to play that. So I might ask you guys to, well, we'll see how Kevin will probably lean into that stuff too. I think he'll have ideas like to keep more storytelling into it.
So for me, when I'm playing Dungeon Master, albeit this much, I played this much Dungeon Master.
Yeah, right.
I decided I'm going to do all my death saving throws myself behind the screen.
Ooh.
The players don't roll them. I roll them.
Yeah.
Because that adds a sense of urgency to the players to take care of their fallen comrade, and they don't know how close to death they are. We'll see how that goes.
Let's see how it goes. See how it goes. I think that's more intermediate to expert level in my mind, but
there's that. So I was planning all week to practice my voice as much as I could for tonight's show.
Practice.
Yeah, I didn't do that. We're just gonna sling it in there. But I watched a lot of Liam Neeson movies this week, just to give you a hint.
Liam Neeson. I'm not sure what I'll do. It'll come to me at the moment, hopefully.
We have hope for you, Larry.
Maybe I'll have a Slytherin lisps.
Ooh, wait,
yes.
What? Put that shit up there. Do it again.
Oh, this. Yes, I worship the deity Gondadar.
What is that big head thing?
Yeah, these are big heads. So Thanos had a big head. So it's a big head on a tiny little body.
What are the dimensions of that head?
Tiny little body with
2x2 probably like the size of a round brick.
Is that? Oh, it's almost like a pumpkin size, right? But
yeah, pumpkin size.
Huh. I don't have any of those.
You just have to buy some of those new sets, Larry, and you'll have a few.
Well, okay, so I had to make. Check this out. I built something. I built some stuff. I did some Legoing this week. I finished one of my finished one of my sets for my campaign.
Woo!
Okay, so this is a cliffside temple, right? And I had to make a statue in the middle of it. And yes, Jesse, I took your advice, and these all come out of here, so I could just like easily reach in there and do the acting and stuff. So I had to make this guy to make a statue.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you. That is this is a temple for Behemoth. Behemoth is the antithesis of Tiamat. So Behemoth is the you have the metallic dragons, who are the good dragons, against the chromatic dragons, which is like Tiamat and the Chroma Conclave in the Critical Role story. So Behemoth is the gold and bronze and silver dragons are good dragons, and so that's a statue of his human form. And anyway, that's part of the campaign. But yeah, that was fun. I built a thing. I also built some maps. So I was let's see, where do they go here? So I did a 16-bit map. Okay. Which, by the way, takes up a lot of brick.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So this is just like a every stud is 5 feet. So you had to it had to really this square up here. This is the temple I just showed you with the statue right here. So that's just a real quick basic. It's like this reminds me of playing D&D on graph paper.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's that map I made. And then here's one of the island they go to.
Nice.
And it's kind of in relief a little bit. But just to throw out there to show them, kind of where they're going. Those little black eyeballs are the points of interest where the campaign will occur.
Okay.
But otherwise, it's just kind of like, here's your island that you're going to.
Wow.
It's like a lot of work for just a simple little here's the map.
Oh, kind of like drawing them on a notebook.
Yeah, kind of like drawing up on a notebook pad, except in Lego after 3 hours.
Yeah, this is that fantasy game I was playing on the Commodore. So that's So yeah. I know it. I had the huge graph paper, like the 3 feet by 3 feet one. I don't remember what happened to it. It was under the bed upstairs for many years before I moved out, and I had the maps for the game I could throw up. But everybody makes maps for games. I mean, you have to, otherwise you'll never remember where you need to go. I got one folded up of a really rustic one from one of the space games. Like, okay, this is this trade route. This is how much you make, and this is this trade route, and this, and so you can throw all the junction points. And that game no longer exists. Fun. Bill.
Dang, this guy's got an evil crossbow.
Okay, so did you guys see what I put on the Instagram machine earlier about the collab?
No. Yes. Maybe.
Yes.
And dot. What do you think?
That's a dot.
Or is this a conversation for off air?
Still thinking about it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Fair enough.
What color is that? Is that a red? It doesn't look like a red.
I figured the plan was kind of what I liked about it was that it was a 4x4 scenario, so we could like limit it to 16 people, because I feel like we've opened this up to like a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we can go back on that, you know, because if we want to make it bigger and more personal to, you know, which, you know, have a party of adventurers, it does make sense to maybe limit.
Sure enough.
So,
Party of 16 adventurers is way too big.
nah.
What is
Lots
this?
of magic, lots of damage dealers there. We won't have to worry about it. If our people were hitting the wrong stuff. We're hitting our party members.
So what happened to chat? Did it die?
They're there.
Chat died. Chat like died.
Last comment is
They're all
Larry.
watching something else too. They're all watching, you know, other streams.
Yeah, they're all watching Kate at Brick Fair, Virginia.
Or they're listening to one thing and watching another.
Possibly.
It's a dope little bike, actually.
It happens.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't mind talking about the project, but I just don't know what to say yet.
Yep. Makes sense. Still kind of, you know, I mean, it's...
I don't know that it needs to be like super secret, because everybody like keeps their project secret. What if we made it like this big public project and we had like this, you know, join us on the journey of making this collab happen?
Can
That'd be
do.
different.
I think it backfires quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you oh, there we go. Here's Ralph.
Even the biggest stuff like Martin, you know, Brick Snaps, you know, like I saw so many videos of his stuff when it was there. I'm like, I seen it.
Well, maybe without
his stuff is amazing.
Like actually showing what we're making, but the talk and because you look at some of these big collaborations like New Hashima, and my mind is just blown by the coordination that it took, because when
internal
Kate
coordination
was review and she was showing the small version of it, you know, you're like, wow, they must have really thought ahead as far as, okay, we're going to take this to Chicago. It's going to be a huge big deal, but then what happens after? Well, we do smaller versions at each show based on who can go to the shows, and that was, to me, that was kind of impressive.
Yeah,
I think it might have. I thought they had other sizes that had already been to shows too. I think this is just the culmination of everybody at there. I thought they had done a smaller one prior, like the year before at Brick Fair or something. You know, maybe somewhat close, but not as massive. You know, because they said that. They said because when I talked to Simon or someone, he said, "Hey, you look at that little section over there. Yeah, that was the old one, which was like literally, you know, like maybe." You know, a 2 by 2 foot section, and the rest was, and this one was only probably maybe as tall as one of us, but the whole big one went,
Reed, it's at Virginia right now.
Okay, the same one
in a smaller form.
Well, yeah. So there was a smaller one before that too. So that was the big one. They'd done a small one before, small one after. So yeah, because I asked somebody and they said, "Oh yeah, see that section? That was what we did before." The one we had done before. So yeah. Well, that's how all collabs are kind of anybody who does a collab, you show off a little bit here and a little bit there. Like for ours, I mean, Omaha we had 2 people, and then for Chicago I had 2 people.
Mm-hmm.
Mine was the same at both for the most part, condensed at Chicago due to space restraints.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, next year we're going back to the big size again. Hopefully. But That's the goal. I don't know why he's got such big feet. I don't like the way they got
Yeah.
I don't like that feet. I don't like the big feet like that. Oh, it's because of that pin. Yes, yuck. 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 I don't build them like that. I don't like them like that. Provided Victor makes it to Chicago next year, which would be awesome.
It is officially on the schedule with only one problem to prevent me.
What's the problem so far?
That would be the state mandatory, but not mandatory testing of our students in public. Because I am now the person that has that awesome, most hateful duty.
When does so is that like right at the end of the school year then I take it?
For us, it is typically just before the spring break or Easter, if you prefer to call it that.
The heck?
And unfortunately, we don't control that schedule. The state does. So that kind of makes it a bit problematic.
But Chicago's in June, so are the students still in school then at that point?
That's summer school at that point. But I should not have to worry about that this year.
Oh, you're talking when you're talking you might be talking, are you talking Omaha then for
Oh yeah, sorry, Omaha.
Yeah.
You have to excuse me. I broke a couple of teeth this week that were highly infected, and they put me on some serious opiates. I've actually been bedridden for 3 days, so this is
ouch, sorry.
Yeah, and then on top of that, I have guests for my wife here who are just incredibly loud. It's not helping me any. So yes, I am set to go to Brick World in Chicago. That's pretty much a done deal.
Yeah, that's the one that we kind of we talked a little bit about. A little bit. So in terms
and
of
then Omaha is iffy for the reason I disconnected there.
Yeah, and that one they moved up, so that one I don't know either. So that one's kind of
what?
Yeah, that one's really tough now that they backed it up into March.
It's in March.
Yeah, because of they get more space by moving it a different direction, so they get another.
That might be a better time of month for me.
Yeah, the problem with it for me is weather. That is just an unpredictable time for weather up here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of an unpredictable time of weather for anybody in the Midwest. You don't know what's coming through. So
yeah,
but that's fine. Chicago's kind of that's the big one, anyways, in terms of what most of the planning's around, and then anything else we do, stuff can go. Like I said, my disco went to Omaha and actually was rebuilt even before Chicago and went bigger by 1.5 times what it was at Omaha. So in the end, it's like, just like when you do collabs, you test them at different shows. Like the WISLUG ones are usually tested at Brick World Milwaukee and then go live at Chicago. So,
and then I have a very strange question, which I will forget. And I apologize for slurring because I need opiates. They really just aren't my friend. Chicago.
Yes.
Was there arrangements for people who had RVs?
You can park in the lot. Yep. There's
a
spot for like where they have semis and stuff way out, kind of out.
Okay, so kind of like Nebraska Brick Days, then, where you could park out back.
Kind of, yeah. This one they've got something in the lot. Denver,
DENLUG off to the side.
Yeah, DENLUG
hey, Ralph.
Richard had one.
I learned a great expression. You just say, "I'm not slurring. I'm speaking in cursive, and it's fancy."
I tried that with some of the children that I teach, and they don't understand that or handwriting.
Stop.
believe it or not, it works. Kids today buy into almost everything, unfortunately.
So yeah, there are spots because Richard Gladder had brought his mobile home before, and then of course Dave O'Hare from DENLUG, they brought one out one year too. So yeah, so there is a spot for it. So yeah, not. I don't think they advertise it, but I mean, there's people who do definitely.
Well, they didn't advertise it for Nebraska Brick Days, but I know Tim and several others were parked out back and not far, not even that far from where the casino is next door, and it seemed to be just fine. Yeah, that makes it much easier for me because one of the things my wife is talking about is, hey, why don't we take the RV and I'll drop you off and you can be at a hotel? And I'm thinking, why, if I can be parked on site and not have to spend all that ridiculous amount of money on a hotel room?
Yeah, true. Yeah. Yep. And that's what, I mean, Richard Gladder did a couple years. They did that too. So,
yeah. And I don't even have a small RV. I mean, I can accommodate another person in there just fine. So I can accommodate a couple of people in there. Actually.
Everybody was trying to get Mark to take Brick World everywhere. I mean, that would be cool. I mean, you could see. I mean, what do you guys, Jesse? What do you guys have for shows up there? Do you have the Brick Universe and you have the Brick Convention, right? Do you guys get those?
Up here we had Brick Convention, but their venue was kind of weird. Brickfest Live is coming here again this year. Mm-hmm. We just have traveling. We don't have nothing that annual.
Okay,
it's hit and miss.
Yeah. Serbius, I mean, it's one of those things you just never know. I mean, he might. I mean, I know he's got a bunch right now. So I mean, he's got the Michigan and Michigan, Indianapolis, Fort Wayne. So you never know. Hey Zizou, how's it going? Hey
Zizou.
Oh, what do you got there? What do you got there, Jesse? Hold on.
With the motorcycle. Bad guy motorcycle and mini me motorcycle.
I really like the boat in that series.
It's a lot of graphics on the.
Why don't you show the boat again, Jesse? Because that's what Ralph just said he liked, and you have it sitting in front of you, don't you? Still. There you go.
The boats.
This one?
The boat in that series is just awesome.
That one?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
Yeah. So Serbia says 2 bricks and minifig stores are opening, 2 locations in Minnesota. Cool.
Yeah, the bricks and minifigs are coming here. I don't know what that means. That might mean they'll be approaching lugs to do displays, maybe, or
usually. Well, I mean,
approach them.
We don't. We don't. Our store here in Madison, we do our meetings like in the atrium of the building, kind of where it's at. It's kind of in like one of those little strip malls, and there's an atrium, and so we do our meetings there, and then they give us discounts in the store on our meeting day. I do have one of the old display cases, one of the old gallery cases at the bricks and minifig stores because it wasn't doing me any good in my storage. So that's sitting in there, and I think I've got one of my clear pieces in there right now. My clear creations. So, well, you can always ask. You know, always ask, Serbius.
I'm already taken care of with the train layout at a museum, so
yeah.
Everybody else here can figure that out.
Yep, everybody's always got something going on. So yep, I've kind of been trying to organize like a library show down south a little bit too for me. So I'm always kind of looking at.
Okay, I'm back. What I missed?
Everything, and we were only talking about
I'm just
you.
Kidding. I know. That's not true because I was listening the whole time. So bricks and minifigs. Yes, so our lug displays at all 3 of the bricks and minifigs that are in our area, and we do pretty big displays. So If you've got a thing, do it. I can also say that on good authority, we are looking at having a Lego convention in Denver as soon as spring of 2025.
That would be cool.
Jesse,
come back.
You're expected to be here. Reed, you are expected to be here.
As
Ralph, I know you'll be here.
As founder of DENLUG, I would have to be there, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Whatever it takes. If you guys need to, I can throw sleeping bags in the family room, whatever we need to do. I actually have a guest room.
Well, I have a canopy if I don't use it for the layout, and then I got a tent that attaches to the canopy and all kinds of stuff. I could camp right in the backyard.
But I can tell you that it's not just a pipe dream anymore.
Cool.
That's a good.
Wait a minute. I thought we agreed that we wouldn't tell Reed about it.
Oh shit! Is he? I forgot he's on the stream. God damn it.
Very.
I know.
Cat's out of the bag.
Cat said, no, of course not. Of course, Reed is he's more than welcome.
That would be a year I'd have to skip Omaha to come out to Denver for sure. We'd have to skip.
So
sacrifices, Reed. Sacrifices.
We are consciously looking at the con schedule so that we are not interfering with other conventions, because that's the last thing we want to do. We're not in competition.
Well, or the big ones: BrickCon, Brick Bear, Brick World.
Well, the tentative, without letting too
ones
much out, unless something changed, I don't think we're going to interfere with Nebraska anyway.
No, we're not. We are at least 5 to 6 weeks outside of Nebraska's show.
However, Brickfest, on the other hand, that's a different matter.
Yeah, well, I'm talking.
Brickfest Live is not a convention; it's an expo, and it doesn't count.
Yeah, all the ones you'd be worried about. The ones you'd be worried about is, obviously, because on your site, Bricks Cascade, Brick Slopes.
We
Brick
purposely
World, anything that's going to kind of pull that you're going to want to pull from those areas into yours.
Exactly.
Because Denver is, quite honestly, a void. It's like this void in the middle of the country as far as conventions go. We purposely looked at the nearest shows first, and it's like we want to make sure we're not going to interfere. We don't want to pull crowds or AFOLs from any of those shows. So we did our best to accommodate that. We also don't want to compete with the big shows. It's not like we're going to put it 2 weeks outside of Chicago's show because. So anyway, just to put that out there, that's all I'm going to say about that, because we're still in the preliminary stuff and we're still in talks and things and stuff. So
yeah, that's good, because in the end, you're right. Anything, perfect example would be like for me, like Brick World Milwaukee. Even if it's on top of Milwaukee, which is ways away, I'd be like, well, guys, sorry, guys. I want to go to that show. So if we're doing something like a collab, I say, you guys are taking my stuff, setting it up, let me know if it works, and away we go. Because we've been doing collabs every year, and I'd be like, when are we showing? What show are we showing it? So as soon as you guys know, like me, I'll be like, well, so yeah, that's good. That's good. You guys are good. That's what I want to hear. It's good. Awesome.
Anyway,
do it.
There are certain people. A couple of them are on this panel that I will drag here, kicking and screaming. Just so you know.
And it's not an idle threat. I'm sure he'll do it.
It's not an idle threat. Somebody will break into your house and put a bag over your head.
Wow,
just
that's
kidding.
Cool.
Yeah, I know, right? How fun would that be?
That would be awesome. That would.
Hey, I signed up for the committee to acquire
a Lego convention again. Twist my arm.
I know.
You will be there.
It hurts. Skills. It hurts.
That sounds great. Not next year, but the following year.
Yes.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we have looked into all of it, and it's a lot, but we want to do it, so we're gonna do it the smart way. We're not going to try and reinvent any wheels. We're gonna beg, borrow, steal, and copy from everything that's done right from everybody else, and
just don't call anything you beg, borrow, and steal from them with the same names, and you'll be fine too. So
I'm not. Yeah, nothing. Yeah.
Yep. You just think of something else to call it, and you're good as new.
We're stuff and things. Stuff and things, but put that on your radar. And if you're in the center part of this country, we're here for you. Because there's this big hole. There's a big hole in the middle of the country.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Is that from all the mining they do, or what?
Yes.
Well, they do a lot of digging. You know, we have. Yeah, anyway.
You said it. I just figured I'd feel it.
It's true. There's lots of big holes around where I live.
Yeah, one of these years I got to come out and visit you just to see some.
What are
of
their
those
names?
big holes.
That depends on the name of the person I put in a hole. I mean,
what? What's her name? What? Wait, what?
No, not that.
Anyway.
Different kind of hole there.
Hey, oh wee.
This is getting a little AFOL after dark now.
Did I?
What? There's AFOL after dark. What?
Yes, there is. I only wish I had Saturday nights off, but I don't. Did I show you my my finished product for my?
I hang out on Hoosier streams, and those could be after dark anyway. So you know.
That's true.
They get pretty dark pretty quick.
Did I show you my waterwork for my ship? Oops, I should take.
Did you end up finishing that at Chicago or not, or was it still...
No? No, that did not happen in Chicago. This happened at home. But I got some water feature going on here.
Well, at least the dice tower made up for it, and being there, so that's good.
Yeah, it did. This was a lot of work. I mean, you got the fantail, the afterwash of the ship. You got the wake and
I like the dragon's head.
Oh, thanks, Ralph.
That's awesome. I like that.
So look at his eyebrow. Do you recognize that part? It's like a fender piece.
I was going to say it looks like a fender off of one of the cars.
Yeah, it is.
But I didn't know it came in brown.
Except it comes in brown, but it broke.
Well, it is brown, so that's probably why it broke.
It broke, and so I had two of them, and I broke the other one to make the other side.
Yeah, we won't tell anybody.
No, I will modify the crap out of Lego if I have to.
Absolutely.
To make it work. Anyway, that's
cool.
Well,
I finished my lion.
That's for D&D. I mean, that's a lot of work.
Lion.
That's a lot of work for D&D, man.
Now I can figure out how to mod it to carry ice bears and stuff, and badgers. I'm going to build this.
I'm trying to think of the word convertly, convexly. I haven't had to build anything this week.
The word you're looking for is I don't know what you're looking for. You know what I did though? This is sad. This is really sad. I was trying to.
Ooh.
Yeah, look at that. That's ugly. That's ugly. That is ruined Lego right there.
Pretty rough. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. That's pretty rough. I was trying to figure a way to recondition these kind of sails. These, to smooth them out, get them nice and. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was like. Recondition the sail? Yeah. No, I was just showing something.
No, I'm done.
So have you flattened it under a big heavy box or not? Whatever. I was stuck,
Hey, Larry,
and this was trying to steal the show.
Yes, Ralph.
if it's not creased, try heating it up like in some, not necessarily boiling water, but just heat it up so that the plastic is malleable, and then put it between two books.
Well,
Or
what happened was, I was doing that. I was actually using an iron. I had it between two towels, and
So that's not the same thing that Ralph told you to do.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It is not.
It does sound promising, though. It does sound like a good idea.
Or a fire.
Well, yeah.
Well,
but I like those too. So
at first, I tried just a hair dryer just to warm it up, and I actually laid it over. I had a those 5-gallon orange Home Depot buckets.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I just laid it across the Home Depot bucket because I wanted to get a curve to it and to smooth out just the micro wrinkles to it. And it didn't really work with a hair dryer. So I moved on to an iron. And please note, Lego community, do not heat this stuff up and then touch it to itself. Don't. Mistakenly, it had rolled over and touched itself, and it stuck to itself, and
that's what
it's ruined now. Well, yes,
that did not go well.
It did not go well. So it's okay. I'm good. It's lessons learned. I put my request out to the Lego universe, and I haven't really heard any good feedback yet. But
now, is it a sale that's cheap enough that you can still acquire a new one on Bricklink?
Yeah. These are actually not too expensive. They're a couple of bucks each, so I can probably. And my local Bricks and Minifigs have plenty of them. Why are you laughing at me, Jesse?
Because Jeff Snavely just. Oh, somebody else did it.
I had it up there. Right when he was talking about it.
That doesn't work. Too hot. Too hot. Too hot.
Gotcha.
Sounds perfect.
I tried that.
Sounds like a happy ending for your ironing thing.
Nope. That's my idea of a happy ending.
I would try ironing, but the legendary Kevin Hinkle killed my favorite iron when he came out to Colorado.
Wow. Yeah. You cannot. It's no. Mm-hmm. So we're working on that idea.
Yeah.
I just need to get a nice curve to it, like there's wind in the sail. That's all I want. I don't want much. I just want a little wind in the sail.
You're asking for the impossible.
No. Nothing's impossible with Lego. That's my motto.
Except for returning it to its original shape.
They're all giving you help here. That's giving you help. They're all giving you help.
Probably trying to flatten it out.
No, at Bama, I had the temp turned at the lowest setting, and it wasn't the iron that was the problem. Okay. It was when it accidentally rolled upon itself and stuck to itself. Therein lies the rub. It's stuck and it's ruined.
Is Mike?
Yeah,
is
I
Mike?
think you're going to
Mike
be able to save
cueing
that.
you to the storytelling technique here?
Is who?
Mike.
Oh, Mike. My Mike?
Yeah.
No, I don't. If he has anything to say about Lego, I ignore him. He has no idea. He just sticks to comic books. That's it. So yeah, I don't know
missed
what
the
to
comics
do
this week.
Yes, because he was at a concert.
I was like waiting, and then
I know. He rarely misses a Tuesday, but he had to go to. He had a.
Plus the big 150's coming up. So
well, that's the problem. The big 150 is going to be delayed a week now.
Yeah.
Which might be good because he needs planning, but
so he's got 1 week to promote it again, right?
Yes, he's got an additional week to promote it. Next week, which would have been the 150, will be 149. He now has an extra week to plan it. And I trust me, folks, his ideas have merit. It should be fun. It should be like way more action packed than usual.
It's just
he's basically going to put up. He's basically going to put up like 9 comic books at a time and be like, "Okay, bid."
Huh.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be fun but crazy, and he's got a lot of good stuff to put up. So for all you comic fans, be there or be square.
I'll be square.
I'll be there. I think.
I'll be a brick.
I mean, that's kind of a redundant statement because all of us who go to that stream are square already. Or this stream.
We're all kind of blocky at heart.
Especially on this stream, we're definitely square.
It's hip to be square. Something like that.
Well, that's what Huey Lewis says.
Hip to be square. So hey, Ralph, I see you're playing with Minecraft. Cool.
Yes, I am putting together a not so little display of Minecraft for the Colorado Springs Comic Con.
Nice.
Cool.
I made a determination that there was no way in hell that I was going to get Chima rebuilt in time for that because I started and then other stuff had to happen, and it's like, crap, I don't have time to finish this. So I had all of these lovely Minecraft animal-shaped houses, and well, this is, I don't know how well this is going to show up, so I'm going to bring this one over. Maybe the camera will see it now that I've knocked a bunch of stuff off of it. So this is the pumpkin house that just came out.
Oh yeah, I just saw that. Yeah.
So I finished the back of it. I played with it a little bit to see if I wanted to make it more square-like. And then I said, no, I want it to look like a pumpkin. So the pumpkin house is here, and then 2 of the smaller frog sets are here. And then the other plate that I'm working on right here, which I don't want to tilt too terribly much because I'm still got things not so attached, is going to be a mushroom house environment next to it.
Nice.
And then I'll let you all get seasick for a minute. So sorry, you just got to deal with it.
Seasick.
So over there is the rest of it.
Nice.
Wow.
So
Okay.
and there,
Yeah,
a bunch of it hasn't even been built yet. So all the boxes behind it were set up to be part of it. And then I also have elements of it that like, oh, well, that's never going to work. I've got the ice biome. I don't have room for that because we have limited number of cables to work with. So, So right now it is just going to be the various weird houses that were released the last couple of years. This may actually travel to one of the 2 Brickfest shows that we have in Colorado this year. Though my intention is to actually have the Chima one rebuilt in time for that.
Yeah. Well, since there's no shows around here right now, other than not using kindly what I'm using, I've actually been playing Minecraft lately. So back building castles again.
What's up, Buckchop?
Yep,
Feel better? Do we need to call the paramedics for that? That's not. He died, so we don't need anything different.
I watched Babylon, and there's like a scene where the guy just hawks up a loser.
Hey, Moto. Hey, Haley.
Hey, Moto.
Hey, Haley.
And Haley.
Moto. Greetings from Sacramento. Wow. How's the weather out there? I bet it's nice. Very nice. blazing hot over here. It's like 90s, low 90s. Sheesh. Drinking Gatorade like it's nothing. It's coming out. It's coming out the other end looking like Gatorade.
There's a courtesy announcement from Haley. I don't know what it means.
A tall table.
Keep your figs away from chop.
Hey guys, happy Fridays.
Happy Friday!
Friday?
Friday.
Friday came too quick.
Who we got on the panel? We got Ralph coming in with some Minecraft action. We got Larry Legend on his little icon of the dead man, red man. We got X-Man Jesse James from Minneapolis, the tiny apple. And we got Reed, the man from Madtown, the insane maniac, the guy you got to watch out for. Don't give him matches.
Coolest bear in town.
He asks you for matches. Don't give him matches. Hi, Haley. Keep your figs away from chop. I don't want no figs.
This crocodile car is looking like a speed champion in our house.
Yeah.
Normal car right now.
Yeah, it is. I thought about getting that set. I
wish I had a good job like you. When I grow up, I'm going to be like Jesse's Brick Galaxy.
You can swoosh your cars.
I'm going to become a real man like Jesse's Brick Galaxy.
Just trying not to grow up. If you didn't grow up by the time you're 50, you don't have to.
Exactly.
No, well then I'm set.
I fought it. Society said you do this and that, and I said, no, I don't do that. I do nothing. You say.
That must have been why Toys R Us existed, so we wouldn't have to grow up. We could be Toys R Us kids forever.
Well, didn't work out well for Toys R Us, but I live by that motto.
Well, that was one of the owners, one of the many people who owned its fault. They took the money from that, and instead of keeping it for Toys R Us, they used it on other stuff. So then they were already in the red years before they went out of business, like a decade before they went out of business.
Oh yeah,
Toys R Us was in the red. So that's just bad. That's called corporate greed, is what that is.
Yep.
I'm real sweaty I was moving boxes in the house from the car, Nintendo items, Super Nintendos, and then trains, VHS tapes, you name it, bro.
Laser discs.
Laser beam discs.
I'm impressed. VHS tapes, do they still work?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. They were in the basement. I have to check the tape. They could have mold on them. Hopefully they do.
Well, the fine company that produced those initially, those magnetic tapes, said that those tapes only have a life of approximately 10 years.
Yeah,
After that,
they degrade on their own. They will just disintegrate on their own. But I mean, there is ways to make them last longer than.
You're going to re-glue the iron oxide to the plastic?
Well, no, but I mean, they will last longer if you keep them temperature controlled and
Oh yeah, that will extend their life.
But I know they're not made to last forever. Neither are compact discs, though. They're already finding out that compact discs don't have a full lifetime without degradation either. So
yeah, no, the emulsion layer on there actually reacts to UV still, so they will eventually fail as well. Technology's great.
What will eventually fail?
Looking forward to Animal Crossing. I love Animal Crossing, but I'm not gonna buy any Lego Animal Crossing. No, those are long gone. Those were probably gone in the 70s, Larry. Total roast. Total roast, dudes. Jesse didn't even get my roast. He says, is there a way to extend my 80s good looks? I said they were gone in the 70s. Booyah! You just got wasted, bro.
I am out of blue plate, my within reach pile of stuff.
Well, we're Denmark. Here's some rare Tomy Animal Crossings, and these are from back in the day. But they used to have they're like Gashapon, but you can build. Oh, that's not it. But you can build a little town and a little houses. And it's got little furniture, stuff like that. So where's my other? Well, I can't. Oh, here it is. So it's all modular. Oh, really? That's how you want to play that? Oh, I just, dude, that was awesome. I just wrecked it up. Okay. So. So these are from Japan. And then you get the little sets, or you get the little. Oh, really? Huh. What did I break it?
What'd you break? What'd you break, Chop? What'd you break?
Rare Japanese toys. I probably got to put the roof on. So that goes together. So then you build. So the roof is two parts, the walls, and then you build the little house on little pieces of pavement. The door should open, but she's real tight. There we go. I never played with them or anything. So then you can open the door and have your animals go in there, and then in the back you can then decorate your house. So then you decorate, you got that. And then you get like little tiny pieces of furniture like the playground elephant slide, and you put that in your house. And you get little guys.
Well, hello, Brian.
How we all doing?
Pretty good.
Hi, Brian.
We building.
There you go on a Friday night.
I just got in from outside. I was too lazy to even take the camera down to my computer, so I'm sitting at Kathy's computer in her office.
You guys have now. How close is you guys moved? How close is Gen Con to where you guys are at now? Did you guys move?
100 miles.
Huh?
100 miles.
Oh, okay.
Larry, I was just kidding about the.
I was supposed to be down there with Steve running Robo Rally, but
I know you were, Chop.
he got enough other people helping him that he told me I didn't have to come this year.
Oh wow, yeah, that'd be fun.
Sad because I wanted to be there, but just as well because I've had a lot of other crap going on. And
Did you say crack or crap?
both.
Nice. Plumber's crack. He's got plumber's crack.
I can show you the crack if you really want, but this is a family.
No one wants to see your crack, Brian. No one wants to see your crack. This is not that kind of show. Welcome to the show, Dreamers Inc., by the way. You might want to leave now. Hey, Brian, what's up, my man?
Why are we talking about Emilio Estevez?
Because he was in the movie Men at Work.
Yeah.
That was a great show with Charlie Sheen.
I enjoyed that.
Martin Sheen. Because I mentioned that I had met Emilio Estevez, but it was much later in life, and he looked exactly like his father.
He does. He looks exactly
was old.
I'm sorry, Martin Estevez.
Martin Estevez, yeah. Mm-hmm. How you been, Brian?
I'm doing all right. Been a lot going on. Hey, Jude.
I wish I got to spend more time with you in Chicago, but you know,
Chicago.
When you invite 1,500 people, and your closest friends, you know, it's hard to catch up with everybody.
I ended up helping out more than I had planned, and then being in the GBC the whole weekend was also more. So next year, I don't think I'm going to bring my interactive GBC stuff. There's plenty of people bringing GBC. I don't need to bring stuff. So probably skip that and just, I don't know, just make a collab or something. I'm thinking about being part of the LGMS.
Ooh. Sounds like fun.
I have stuff I could just easily adapt to put in the LGMS. I just don't have the train stuff to put in front of it. So I have to get somebody to ballast some track and crap. You know,
Nobody likes trains.
I'm sure that these guys have extra ballasted track they can't bring along.
I got six base plates full of double straight in under snow. If you want to build something snowy, you know.
No, I would just be adapting my farm to go out there.
Yeah, winter farm. Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that, Jesse. Wow.
Oh wow, good job.
So you can build just the car before you turn it into a crocodile.
That's same with the bus, bro. So you want to know something that triggered me real good? As I was watching these influencer like Lego idiot channels, and they're like, "Oh, that bus, that turtle van, the turtle van would be so cool if you could build it as the van."
2 options after that.
Yeah, it's for the van too. And then I was triggered because they're like, "Yeah, that would be so cool if you could do it as the van. Maybe someone will think of a way." And I'm like,
"Oh, okay."
Look at the back of the box. You can make the van regular or the turtle van.
That's what I want to do with the shark. I want to like take the shark and actually just make the boat part without the shark.
Yeah.
Or make the shark without the boat.
Yeah.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah, they make it. Never mind.
All right.
Real quick,
Gauntlet thrown. Gauntlet thrown, goat. Do it.
Larry, you should become a Lego influencer. You're perfect at it.
Real quick divergence back to Larry's comment about not seeing me at Brick World. I want to give a shout out to CalLug. You guys all stepped up and helped. One of the dirtiest jobs there when I needed help. So thank you for that. Which was what? Your guys went around and emptied the frickin' trash cans on Thursday or Friday because we didn't realize we didn't have a contractor in there to do it.
Oh.
They relined and emptied all the trash cans and threw it all out in the dumpster for me.
Wow.
That was awesome.
It's a dirty job.
I don't mean to say that, the Colorado peeps are the best, but we are.
Well, you're like the Emilio Estevez of Brick World, Larry.
You got my vote for that job.
Emilio Estevez.
You're like the Emilio Estevez with the trash, taking up the trash, bro.
Yeah, from what was that movie?
Men at Work.
Men at Work. That was Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen, Men at Work. Great show.
Yep. That was a fun movie.
My favorite Emilio Estevez movie is Repo Man. It's one of his first movies. So good.
Better than Young Guns. I mean, Young Guns was
100 times better.
Nah, come on, Repo Man. No.
I kind of like it as a wrestler in Breakfast Club.
If you haven't seen it, then that's kind of, you should watch it. It's like a Pulp Fiction.
It's been a minute. I should probably go watch that again.
What are you talking? The Billy the Kid, the Young Guns movie?
No, Repo Man.
Repo Man, yeah.
It's got. I mean, it's like a Pulp Fiction called classic. It's awesome. It's got Harvey Dean Stanton in it, and he's one of the Repo Men, and he's sitting there.
I love Harvey Dean Stanton.
Oh yeah, he's really good friends with the Sheen family and stuff. So.
That makes sense because he also played a bit role on 2.5 Men.
Yep, that's why. That's why you see him on there.
Oh yeah,
yep,
nice.
He's really close with them, like they're so. But he's in that movie. They're Repo Men. And they're waiting to go get a car back, and they're doing some speed or whatever in the car. And he goes, "You're not a communist, are you?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "Good, because there's no communists allowed in my car." And then there's a brief ... He goes, "Christians either." It's so awesome.
So here's an underrated movie that you need to go back and watch. Dodgeball. Go watch Dodgeball.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. I mean, talk about all the big names that were in that movie. You got William Shatner Chuck Norris was in that movie.
Yeah, they had so many cameos. Yeah,
so many cameos. What's his name? Hank Azaria was in that movie.
Christine Taylor.
Oh, hello, Marsha. Who doesn't love her? And Rip Torn. Come on, Rip Torn.
Yeah.
The thing is about that,
he's got so many great lines that are not politically correct.
The dorky guy, wasn't he the guy that played Milton in Office Space?
Oh yeah. God.
How's his name? I can't remember it.
He was in that. Oh yeah, he was in that. Yep, the guy who played Milton. Yeah.
We got the new Brick World person too.
David
New Brick World.
Shit.
Oh man, now Mark said, okay, great, I can leave.
Gotta go. See y'all later.
Hi, honey. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Mark, you son of a bitch.
I haven't seen you in weeks, Mark.
I know, right?
What's up with the background? Look at how sexy you look in the neon.
It's fancy, right?
It's super fancy.
Yeah. I have I can make them many different colors if you guys want to see.
Wow.
Whatever works for you.
Cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots. Oons, 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 oons. Oons, oons. Rave till dawn. Hey, Brooks for Chris. What's up, man?
Okay, so Mark's got his basement done and it's decorated. It's got lighting. Time for it to flood.
I went pink.
Dang.
Of course you want pink.
Yeah, what else would I go?
I want pink too, but I don't think she's available.
Whoa! All the Gen Z kids are like, "What's he talking about?"
Right.
No, Gen Z knows pink. Pink loves her Gen Z kids. Don't you just pink?
Pink's pretty cross generation.
I'm not
very much so. Here, let me move this down here so I'm not looking up to my left. I can look at you guys.
Show your good side.
He doesn't have a bad side. Come on now.
I don't have a good side. I have a broken nose and like asymmetrical ears.
Dude, you have to turn around. You look better from over here.
All right. Well, hey guys, I just wanted to pop in and say hi. Mark's here to represent. So.
Oh, Brian, don't leave yet.
No, Mark, you're not
here.
Brian, you're not going anywhere.
That's right. You can stop me if I really want to go.
You tell him
yes. Keep Brian here till Stockholm Syndrome sets in.
Is there a lock button on?
You can't leave
Stockholm
Syndrome.
Yeah. You are stuck. We're going to... If you leave, we're going to follow you to your bedroom. Where's that button?
Where the wife passed my wife, and I'll be watching TV. I'll shut the door so you don't hear the noise.
Oh God, I see that chair rocking, and I know Kathy's there. Hey, can you pick up Zoe?
She's back there.
Can we see Zoe?
Well, she's lying right here at my feet. Come here, Zoe.
Pick her up.
Come here. Come. Here we go. Oh. There we have a dog.
Yay.
I wore her out tonight. I was out there with the Frisbee for her a lot, so.
You're heavy up.
Aw. Hey, don't fat shame your dog.
Oh, my doggy. That is for sure.
Oh, she's so sweet. Oh my God, I miss her so much. It's a good dog. Zoe, you're a good dog, baby.
Well, Mark, you'll be happy to hear that next time you come visit, you now have a recliner and another table in your bedroom that you can put stuff on, so it's not just a bed and the floor.
Right. I definitely had that on my wish list. I did just fine. Like your house is better than any hotel. For those of you who don't know, in 2021, when we were climbing out of the pandemic, we did 4 shows, 4 Brickworld Expos in 5 weeks. The only show we didn't do that year was Brickworld Chicago. And I spent 3 weeks at the Bonham's house. And that house is amazing. And your guest room is fantastic. Like I felt right at home. I will always feel at home there. I like that room a lot.
Well,
you're still
the only one to take a bath in the master bathtub.
Wow.
It's like 3 feet deep. It is
TMI.
a great place to relax and just like forget about it. It's a great place to meditate. I'll give you.
Possible to get in and out of though.
Yeah, I know. I had to move Kathy's drying rack.
They have a deep end in their tub? Dang.
No, it's all the same depth, so you can just go in and
Nice.
you can
There's a
just
diving
yourself,
board.
open your eyes and look through water. It's oh my god, it's one of the top 10 bathtubs I've ever used in my life, and like I'm an adult who uses bathtubs. Like I've talked to several people who are like, I don't need a house that has a bathtub. I just need showers, and I'm like, you're missing out. You're absolutely missing out. The Bonahoom bathtub is the absolute bomb.
Party in my house.
Okay.
If they won't take a tub.
Brian, I'm not a one-upper kind of guy, but I'm gonna. Mark, if you ever come to Denver,
Oh God.
I have.
Jesse.
He has freed up space in his cellar for more bodies to be chained up.
I have a cinder block room in my garage that you can
We just made a Kevin Hinkle play-by-play in the chat.
Yes, we did. Well, this is. If Kevin is watching, he's probably in stitches right now. But Mark,
Yeah.
I have a freshwater hot tub.
Shut the fun up.
Front door. I will back the truck up. I will shut the front door. It's a freshwater hot tub.
Nice.
Right, so it's not that moldy water that you're using.
No,
What does that mean? Nobody had sex in it last night?
It's not that. It's not stagnant sewer water like we usually take that.
No, it means it's this like ultra. It purifies it through another method other than like super saturating it with chlorine and making you like have to get out and take a shower.
Osmosis?
Yes,
Osmosis.
it's you. The rule is you shower before you get into the hot tub, so you don't mess up the hot tub. And then you get in, and it's fresh water. You don't smell all the chlorine the whole time. And you get out, and it's like you just took a bath, and you can like get dressed and go to work.
So my
it's pH balance for a woman, but it's strong enough for a man.
That's how bougie I am.
You got pH balance for a woman, but strong enough for a Larry.
I can't one up the water, but we do have upstairs. My parents, when I moved out and my sister moved out, did put in. They took out the bathtub and put a heart-shaped jacuzzi upstairs.
I don't want to know. No one wants to know about that. No one wants to know about that.
Did they do what Terry Bradshaw did and tell you to launch and put it in a
house?
Right?
In your, no one. That's just we took it from one level to another. It's oh god.
I don't want to one up you, but
do I need to take another camera and go stream from?
No, you don't. You do not. No, no.
I've never encountered a heart-shaped jacuzzi that didn't have hourly rates.
Right. Same.
And a magic fingers bed next to it.
You're right.
The quarter, you put the quarter in for the magic fingers.
Do you have mirrors above the tub?
Duh.
Right? Dear God. Hey, Macro's here. Richard Cranium's here.
I'm coming to visit you, and I just want to say.
I think nowadays they got rid of the mirrors over the bed, and there's just a QR code, so you can like.
There's just a little camera. There's a little camera.
What did you call up house cleaning?
Yeah.
Housekeeping.
Anyway, Brian and Mark, it's been 2 months since I've seen you, and it's so good to see you. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's been 2 months.
Oh yeah.
Has it though? I think it's been a month.
Hasn't really? No, only a month and a half.
Yeah, it's like 6 weeks. So we
all right, 7 weeks.
Chicago at like on June 19th.
Yeah, okay, so whatever. It's been
Stop
a while.
having your part, Larry.
Well, that's what I do.
I love it.
You're chewing up all the scenery, bro. It's been forever
Anyway.
since I've seen you. Come here and kiss me.
Hey, Chop. So 2024, when you do the 72-hour Lego live stream, maybe send me a message.
Oh yeah, you can have your morning. What?
Maybe not forget about me.
What?
Your Brick World Chicago little stream show's taking off pretty good.
Yeah, what time do you do that at? I'll just pre-schedule you. Whatever
7
time you
p.m.
go at.
7 p.m. Sundays.
On Central
Okay.
Time.
Yes, thank you, Central.
Yeah, I'm in Central. It's the whole schedule is in Central.
Mark, every time I've tried to come into it, it seems like it flops on me.
So
yeah.
I must be doing it wrong.
He has anti-Brian software.
So part of it is I finally land into our internet service, and then the other part is like I know you gave me some good feedback in like the second or third episode. I can't stop watching the chat.
No, you can't.
I don't want to miss anything, and it's been feedback from you and several other like unlike me, real influencers.
Thanks, Macro.
Macro. I love Macro a lot. You know what Macro does? My favorite thing about Macro?
Try and set me up. Anyway, that's a different thing. Anyway, what?
Walking around Brick World, like a lot of people offer me help, but nobody offers me beer like Macro does.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Macro,
It's always set me up.
Cheers, Macro.
There was no drinking.
Here's to you, Macro.
Yeah, Mark, I brought you a handle of Jameson to Chicago, and you never touched it. But it's half gone. I don't know where it went.
I was way too busy for that shit. Like, oh my god. Oh, so the event staff brought by like a weird botanical wall of alcohol for us at like 11 a.m. on Friday morning, and I was like, I can't do it. They're like, have a mimosa, and I was like,
have a mimosa, yeah.
No, I
famous last words.
And they were like, have a prosecco with rock candy, and I was like, well, that I'll do.
Yeah,
like
have a Bloody Mary. There, it's breakfast food. No, it's no.
I'm like, it's 10 a.m. on Friday of Brick World. Like, do you guys not understand what we do here? We're busy as fuck. Oh, sorry. It's not my live stream, so I'll talk however I want, I guess.
It's nice.
That's fine.
Alcohol, but I always liked it because they brought me bacon, egg, cheese sandwiches in the morning instead. Those were much more useful.
Like, bring me a breakfast card, yeah. Bring
They
the staff a
brought me
breakfast card.
sandwiches. They figured out what I always wanted, and they just kept bringing it.
Yeah, they're good. They're so good at that. Like our event manager learned that like Phoebe, who was clearly run ragged, as was Kathy, as well, found out that like Phoebe liked white wine, and was like, "Well, we'll bring white wine." And Kathy was like, "I'm good with that too." And like, so they immediately identified that like the people running the show were Kathy and Phoebe. So let's make sure they're happy. Screw up Mark once.
Next year, to make sure Kathy's happy, we got to get her out of the office.
I know. Oh God.
Victor and Maggie or
oh my God.
Anyone, right? She was just in that office the whole time. And everyone, just so you know, you're lucky you didn't see her on like Thursday afternoon, because she was ready to chop someone's head off.
That's the thing we have to work on, and that's what we learned in 2022, right? Was like there was too much work, and so we short everything up to like make sure everybody had somewhere to go, everyone could take breaks. We had registration shifts, we had all these volunteers and people that we paid instead to manage the registration desk. And then we had 1,700 registrants, and they all showed up on Wednesday.
Yeah, 800 people checked in Wednesday afternoon. We've never had more than 100 on Wednesday afternoon check-in before, and 800 showed up on Wednesday afternoon, so we weren't ready for that.
But imagine we didn't get ready for something, we would have gone 10 times crazier.
Oh, yeah.
At least we were all happy at the end of the night.
If that had happened last year, Mark, we would all kill each other because we weren't ready on Wednesday.
Oh, that would have been a crime scene. 2022, if 800 people showed up to register on Wednesday,
what everyone
crime scene.
What everyone probably doesn't realize is no less than 100 times in 2022, Mark and Kathy and I would look at each other and go, Oh yeah, we should have done that before the show.
Like the safe word was lost knowledge. Lost knowledge. We just
Yeah, it was.
It's been 3 years since we ran this damn thing.
We're
so.
still ramping it back up, which is, and Mark's doing a great job. Hey, Mark, also,
Thank you.
Food trucks are a little expensive, but
No
they're a godsend.
kidding.
But they're a godsend. I
They
think
are.
that saved a ton of people, taking off.
We need to get the contracts going now so that we don't have attrition rates for food trucks, Brian. That was the problem.
Yeah, we need to wrap it to the end. At Dreamers, yes, the Brick World went from 1,250-ish to 1,700 plus this year in Chicago. So 40% increase.
I thought it was a big jump.
So I'm gonna cut in and interrupt because I want to do something real quick on behest of the show. Permission allowed from the owner of the show, Reed. Mark, could you take the next 15 to 20 minutes and just tell the world about Brick World and what happened, what you did, your successes, your highs 100%. And lows. How was it, my friend?
Hey, before you start, Mark.
Don't relax and enjoy your evening. Don't relax and enjoy your evening. You're now the key.
Well, if you can mute Chop.
Before Mark starts,
I have all kinds of power. I can do whatever you want, but Brian wants to say something. What do you want to say, Brian?
I'm going to check out and let Mark tell the story without me interrupting.
Okay.
Sometimes, because it'll be a lot smoother that way.
Okay. Brian has to go watch Law and Order with Kathy and Zoe.
Very good. Mark, we're going to highlight you for the next 15 to 20 minutes.
Perfect.
On your mark, get set, go.
Rock and roll, Mark.
Smoke him if you got him.
Take care, everyone.
Good night, Brian. Thank you. I want to start by responding to Dreamers Inc. last comment where he said our Lego convention's getting bigger. I'm like, so at least from I don't know if all of them are, but I imagine they are. So I think part of the phenomenon phenomenon
phenomenon
is due to COVID. So we grew the Lego community during COVID because people were locked down. It's like I was looking into. I had a nostalgic day to lockdown where I was like, what's going on with Animal Crossing? Because I did that for 12 hours a day during COVID because I had just bought a public event business and couldn't do anything with it. So I did that for 12 hours a day for like 2 years. And I think a lot of people got sick of the puzzles and the board games and streaming, and they were like, hey, remember Lego was a thing, and it branched out Lego, the company, into all sorts of new adult-oriented products, new sort of family-oriented products. And so I think that the community itself has blown up. And what we noticed in 2022 was we had people making display space requests to set up a laptop and like interview space because they were influencers and they had built up like a huge like online following. And they wanted to be part of Brick World because they had learned about Brick World through social media and like through whatever, and wanted to be there and be part of the convention. And we were like, well, we have so much built up anticipation because we were off for 2 years. We're the only major Lego fan convention in the United States to be canceled for 2 years during the pandemic. And so there was a pent up demand, and the influencers was ready to see it again. I think that was part of our success in 2022 and 2023 is that we were gone for 2 years, and that people just really wanted to come see what the Midwest show was about, right? So, in answer to your question, I think so. We certainly have. Like, so, for example, we had a record year of private event badged attendees registered for Brick World Chicago 2022 with just under 1,200. It's funny now. It's only recently become funny. Just under 1,200 badges sold for 2022. So in 2023, we had over 1,700 badges. we were all proud of our like, hey, look, people still like the brand. People want to be involved in it. We're bringing in new people. In 2022, we had almost 1,200 badges, and we had like just under 600 first-time attendees. And then it happened again in 2023 with over 1,700 badges. We had just about a third. So not as much, not the same percentage at all, but like a ton of first-time attendees, like people being very interested in this. And a much larger percentage of people standing up when we asked during opening ceremonies, like, is this your first Brick World? And they were like, stay standing if it's your first Lego convention of any kind. And there were a ton of people still left standing. And that's huge considering only half the room could hear me because we had the entire ballroom, but apparently halfway through the room, they lost the ability to understand what I was saying because the venue's AV is not efficient. So I think they are getting bigger, but I would say it's because A, the Lego brand is getting bigger, but B, the Lego community is getting much bigger because it's like viral. It's like a virus, not like a virus, but it's exponential, right? Because we have the social media reach now. And so many people that maybe didn't use like digital tools before the pandemic, but got locked down and were just like, hey, I know this stuff exists, but I've always resisted it. But I'm going to go in and say, let's do these things. Let's reach out through my phone and my internet connection and the tubes of the interweb and just find the world. And a lot of people found the Lego world. And so I think they definitely are. And I think the Lego fan community is growing. And that's always been the Brick World brand. Before I owned it even, it's been about building the Lego community. That's what Brick World means. It's Brick World. We're trying to encompass the world. Whoever wants resources, whoever needs stuff shared with them, we're here to network everybody. And I think during the pandemic, I mean, you can just look at the statistics of Lego sales, or like if you are an RLUG, or if you are an ANE, or if you are an RFLM, recognize RLFM, recognize Lego Fan Media. They used to be able to like give us like scratch and dent or like the warehouse surplus, but their warehouses don't have surplus because their warehouses are empty. And they started like, they had such demand. They were like, we're just going to sell the scratch and dent at the stores, you know? So their Lego itself is able to move into further spots of the community and offer more to fans of all ages, because when Brick World first started in 2007, they had a lot of Lego representation at the shows, and they were like introverted Lego nerds were like crawling out of their framework to like come up and be like, hey, you guys work for Lego, I have 1,000 questions for you. And they were all very socially awkward questions, and they would ask things like, why don't you do this? Why don't you produce this color? Why don't you produce this set? Why don't you re-release this set? And it was like we would all get the feedback, because I won't pretend like I wasn't one of those like, where's Fabulands, right? And it was basically like, well, our market research is that like only, less than 10%, I'm making up a number because I don't remember exactly what it was, but a very small percentage in their estimation were adult sales. And I think since doing all of these Lego fan conventions throughout the world, they've not only realized that there is a much higher demand than what they originally had in those early days, either by the actual numbers or by their way of collecting the numbers, that there's a much higher demand from adults. And so they've started marketing. So who's Sonic for? Let me ask you that right now. So I learned news today that Nintendo, well, there's a leak. It's not confirmed that Lego's going to make Animal Crossing sets. They've had a Nintendo license for a long time, right? And the article I read was like, they're going to make molded heads like the Sonic line. And I was like, all right, this is not Chima. This is the closest to Fabuland we've had since 1987. Let's get some molded animal heads. Let's make my Lego life dream come true, because I spent 2 years playing Animal Crossing 12 hours a day because I just bought a public event company and I was in a deep depression. Whatever, we'll talk about mental health on another episode. I just lost myself. It was all escapism. I played that every day. And so when I learned that today, like maybe 12 hours ago, I was like, they have to make a tank. They have to make a filbert. They have to make a goose. I'm like, we have to see a Roscoe. I'm like, we need to see Muffy. And I was just imagining these beautiful molded heads. Now, let's be honest. The article I read just saw the list of certain number sets that whatever bot, whatever influencer uses to find new Lego set numbers that found the Animal Crossing line. There's 5 sets with a wide range of prices, which is like, yes, can we have a CMF line, by the way? Can we have an Animal Crossing CMF line? Because they have hundreds and hundreds of characters, and they're all certain like breeds of animals. So you can reuse the molds and paint them different colors, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, my point was I just fell down a deep rabbit hole there. Actually, I wish I could rewind and check what was I talking about before I got into Animal Crossing, because now my mind is broken.
Can you hear me, Mark?
Yeah. So
okay. So we're talking about the success of Brickworld Chicago this year, and
were we?
Well, we were.
Yeah, I know, right? I got way lost there. Yeah, thank you. Oh, that's my point. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, first off, what were the contributing factors to the increase in attendees, and where do we go forward from here? Yeah. Because I know you're running out of space.
So I'll launch off from the point that I lost, is that like if you look at the Sonic line, they made molded animal minifig heads to match that, because it hits everyone. It hits the new movie. It hits Gen Xers, which spend a lot of money on collectibles. We just do, because we're forgotten about, and like our family is our pop culture that we went through in the 80s and 90s. So we're like that missing generation. We're like the silent generation. And so they're investing a lot of money out of nowhere into the Sonic line. So it doesn't surprise me that they're doing Animal Crossing, but they know their adult demographic now. And that's what the adult Lego fan conventions focus on, is this demographic of who are the adults that are spending money, have kids, are bringing like new people in, are bringing like their next generation in when they're having kids, and are like really the hobbyists with like starting to get expendable income. If their kids are out of college, or if their kids aren't in college yet, like that's sort of like Lego is investing money in this demographic that we are, the AFOLs, that the conventions are geared towards. So I think this year for Chicago, what caused our attendance to blow up was the pandemic was over. That's an easy one, right? People had a lot of fun in 2022, like a lot of fun. And as Brian attested before he left, we had some tension behind the scenes because we hadn't run the show for 3 years, and it was like new ownership, old ownership, new people, like just like lost knowledge, and so things would just happen where you'd be like, "Oh, this was the thing," and we'd be like, "We have to react right away," and so we were very tired. We were like very tense, but most of that didn't bleed out to the public. And this year ran so much more smoothly because we were ready for it. So we talked about it all year, and we're already talking about next year now to make it even better for everybody. I think what works about Brickworld and allows us the ability to rope in anybody who comes to the show is that like we really make it a structure that we don't fill in the details. We let everyone who registers for the show do what they want, and then we listen to what they want. So like when they said they wanted a garage sale, I was like, "Hey, Reed, you were a big part of this last year. Do you want to run it this year?"
We don't have to talk about that.
That was an ugly ass time. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix that. But people still enjoyed it.
Moving on. Yeah, no,
by the way,
point though, that point, I
yeah.
think that was a great idea, Mark. And you have successes and failures, but I think that's a great idea because I know that we had a small group that did our little D&D thing that was kind of off to the side, and that was great. And to allow people the flexibility and the ability to do that was fantastic. Well done.
And that's what the DNA of Brickworld is like we set up a structure. We have these rooms, we have the event hall, we have we'll make space, we'll find space, we'll talk to we've been there so long at the Renaissance that we'll talk. If somebody says I want to do a boat race in the pool, we'll talk to
battle boats.
Yes. We'll talk to the event staff and say, hey, this is what we want to do. Make it happen or we're out. We don't put it necessarily that way, but they love the show there. By the way, we booked 80% of the hotel. And that
nice.
I know.
Wow, that's awesome.
We kill our room block every year. There was a wedding this year on Monday that people were flying in from all over the country. It was a wedding that cost like upwards of $1 million. So it was it was a religiously specific ceremony. And so they all were getting there for so we lost some of our like auxiliary space, and we lost a lot of hotel rooms because of the size of the wedding, like the size of the wedding party and the wedding guests. And so we sold out of rooms in February, but by the time we negotiated everything out and they had the cancellations here and there, we still booked over 80% of the entire hotel. They love having us there. They know who we are. Yeah. So I mean, for Brickworld, I think this is what worries me as the owner of it is like what makes the show is the people who come. So I have to make sure that people who come keep coming. Because I can't do what everyone does. I can only provide a structure for them to be able to lead these events and have these competitions and have these social activities and do what so a lot of the stuff that happens, like ACOB came and led up an entire AFOL night at medieval times.
Oh yeah.
Which no one has ever done before. Like, I'm from here. I've lived here my entire life, and we think of medieval times as a punchline. It's like a cheesy ass, like...
We went to medieval times. We had a freaking blast.
I know. We don't realize that because we did it when we were kids. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, that's BS. And so when you guys come into town and like really, what happened with ACOB is they got all of their friends together, which are like 90% influencers, and they made it a thing, and they put it online, and they talked about it for 3 weeks after the show, even. So it's like they're hitting up some like local cheesy touristy thing to do. It's like weird. So I think that's the other thing that happened with Brickworld this year is like we realized in 2022 we had influencers asking for display space, so we gave them space at the front of the hall in 2022. And so in 2023, a bunch of them hit me up to be like, hey, can we be part of the show and promote you? And like, we want to be there to help the public understand what's going on. And I was like, okay, what do you want for that? And they're like, can you put our logo and links up on your website? And I was like, yes. And not only did they do that, not only did they like work with the public, they worked with like new attendees. They worked with all attendees to like hype, to let people know where things are going on. They were like a secondary layer of security. They brought me several security concerns with people's behavior here and there between public and attendees. Yikes. They're all in. Like influencers are our new type of AFOL. We have like,
it's a thing. Like, for better or for worse, it's a thing.
Yeah, and honestly, it's for better because originally we had like, hey, there's builders, there's collectors, and there's vendors. And now there's like people who just appreciate the brand and don't necessarily build themselves, but they collect the sets, and they may not even build those sets. They just want to collect them. And they all have the same passion. And the influencers, no offense to my AFOLs, my Lego nerds, my introverted Lego nerds, and a vast majority of our community, it could be not a vast majority, but a good amount of our community. Some of them are just on the spectrum because this is not an insult at all. It's just something I've realized. It's just like this hobby brings in people from all backgrounds, and this type of hobby with structure and rules, some people are slightly on the spectrum and just they won't be able to communicate the same way. And we've got suddenly out of nowhere extroverted Lego fans, like an abundance of them, like way extroverted, like beyond my extroversion, because I'm and so it's like we're roping this community all together. And the thing about the influencers is they know how to deal with every level of the AFOL community. So they can tell someone who's like introverted from someone who's a threat, because there was a little of that this year. So the mix of them all together. So I think people have like caution, because we've been doing this for 15 years without them, without the influencers. And so a lot of like typical Lego fans are like influencers and like YouTube and like all whatever. Like we had M&R Productions there that had a shed, a build-it-yourself shed shipped from Home Depot because they wanted to make the world's smallest Lego store. And it was a huge like logistical nightmare for them and us. But they had people in that thing all weekend, and people taking pictures, and like they built, like people talked about, like my favorite part of the weekend was the world's smallest Lego shop. I was like, perfect. It was worth it then, right?
Sure.
Like it's all sorts of people. So like when I say things like this, and I throw terms on it like on the spectrum, extroverted, introverted, it's like I accept all these people. I love all these people. But you have to know from a community organization standpoint that there's different ways that they interact together. And that's like what you're watching out for when you're running this sort of thing. There's a beautiful balance right now. And I think that's also why it's growing. Because they're
I couldn't agree with you more. And I think we're at this. Yeah, we're at a, I don't know, I call it a tipping point, because it's not a tipping point.
It is
just it's just a lot. I'm going to call it a launching point instead.
I hope.
Anyway, on that note, because I know Jesse, he split because he's got to get ready for the next show, and I need to go. But Mark, reach out to me.
Yeah.
On my Instagram.
Of course.
I think that's the only way you have contact with who I am and my.
Hey. You registered for Brick World. I have all your information.
All right. But for real.
Yeah.
Reach out to me, because things are going to be happening in Denver. And I say that because I'm putting my money where my mouth is. If you get what I'm saying.
I do get what you're saying.
Yeah, so
we want to go there. We want
so contact me. I gotta go play Dungeons and Dragons now because I'm a big fat nerd.
to do that here shortly. So
yeah, by the way, Larry, just to like plant the seed, which is what you're doing right now as well. Let me plant one back. I mean, it'll be at least 2025. At least 2025.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at.
But let's set up. Let's meet. Let's talk.
Okay, so
I'll tell you how to do it.
Reach out to me
to get it going, but it's 2025, and if we don't have the time this year, it's going to be 2026. So
okay. And oh my God! Oh, that's not even right. I don't. God. Oh, I gotta go. No. I gotta go. I'm leaving.
Reed,
for
killed it.
Sake, I'm leaving it. I'm leaving. I'm gone. Mark.
Hey, had to show up.
Do the thing. Contact me. Let's do this.
I'll get you.
Mark, you need to tell them how to get you on Discord.
I love you. Hey, to the stream. Thanks for showing up. Friday Night Bricks. Bye. Gotta go.
Bye.
Yeah, we've got
Whoever that guy
D&D
was.
coming up. We got D&D coming up. Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah. I built a few things tonight. Got some animals built, but yeah, that's cool, Mark. Yeah, it's good.
Hey,
So-
show us what you got because I have to use the bathroom. Oh, hey, there's someone else on here too. So just take me out for a second. I have to run. I'll be right back though.
Yeah, I just built some. I built some
45
beasts. Fine. Ralph, see, I built some beasts.
Yeah, you did.
I built this last week, the kitty, angry kitty.
Yeah.
And I built the lion. I built the wolf, and I built the dragon. So I mean, I got to figure out what I'm going to build for ice bears. I got that mech I could still build that someone else designed, but well, yeah. I mean, if you're female, if you're male, you ain't jumping in that hot tub with me. But I mean, you could visit it. I mean, the problem is I'd have to see if my mom would allow guests in the house. I don't know. I mean, that or you're gonna have to help me sort. I mean, I got that big honking mess on the floor over there, and I actually can't get the camera to show it. And I got that mess over there. That's that collection I acquired that Ralph, I'm sure will enjoy since I have a lion temple for Chop in there possibly. I got a croc command ship, lots of Chima figs.
Hey, speaking of Chima fig, oh no, I showed it to you already.
What?
That foil pack that I got the other day at Bricks and Minifigs for cheap.
Oh, I think I saw that somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I only build in Lego. I don't have any dolls. I have a few stuffed animals. I got my purple rhino somewhere from my bowling days. Got a cool gold horn. But he's been on TV. I got a few things that have been on TV. I mean, he's been on TV. I was on a bowling TV show back in the 90s. TV 58 bowling show out of Milwaukee. So some guy corralled me out at, I don't know how I knew him, but somebody for the bowling center I used to work at said, hey, I'm like, so I don't know. I made a lot of friends somewhere, I guess. So, but we got D&D tonight, guys. That will be, I actually showed that earlier. Critical Bricks, new DM tonight. Kevin is taking over. Jesse is going to play. And so Kevin Wagner will be our new dungeon master. That will be coming up on Jesse's channel here in about 3 minutes. And I probably should end this because my new ending video will take 3 minutes to run. So
I was going to say it's kind of long.
Here we go.
Looking forward to it. Oh, hi.
Well, hello. So, yep, that's it. Everybody head over to Jesse's channel.